biggest fish in the lake by a long shot. It's probably about a scrape a 20-pounder. Picked up an S7 wafter, my favourite bait, all-time favourite DNA bait. Couple of spawning marks on this fish. We've just finished spawning about 2 weeks ago, but as you can see, they're absolutely pristine, these fish. Now these are running to mid-20s now. This one's about 15 pound, but they are absolutely gorgeous fish and really pleased to have them. Right, how are you doing, guys? Back down at the syndicate again. I've not been down here for a month, closed for spawning, and I've been a bit busy, so I ain't been able to get down. Been down at Bluebell for a weekend, took the missus down there, we had one down there, and had a couple out on my lake. So yeah, I just got down here last night, and I had a couple of the smaller fish just before dark, and yeah, I fished down the bottom end last night, didn't do any good, didn't even see a fish last night, so just couldn't locate them. But I found a group of fish just off the tipping point here. Frustratingly, there's a lot of the stockies, but one of the, well, I wouldn't say one of the big commons, but certainly a shadow that wasn't a stocky is there, and it looked a good fish. But I'm catching stockies, unfortunately. They're beating them to the bait, but it is what it is. But I suppose I'm catching. But these little bruisers, as you'll see, are gonna do some big weights, especially in this lake. So I thought I'd show you one, because the other two were in darkness. So yeah, it's a bite, but it's not what we want to catch. Alright, well, morning people. Yeah, I've had to move this morning. I did have a fish last night. I had a 17 common. So, but I woke up and I didn't see anything. And I got my binoculars out, looked down the lake, and they turned up back in the bowl again. So they're just up and down the lake, and you just got to keep following them. And to be fair, when I got down here, there was a bit of a breeze blowing. It was overcast, and I thought, seen fish rolling, and I thought, yeah, that'll do me. And then the sun came out, and I thought, oh, that's no good. And a few fish started showing up on the top, and I thought, man, maybe the chance is gone. And this thing absolutely rattled off. It's not a massive fish. I'm guessing it's about 23, 24 pound, not weighed it yet. But by God, did this take some line off me. And I was fishing at about 120, and it just 30 yards in one run. Proper angry original common. Look at that. Not happy one bit. Picked up just a single milky malt. An area that sees a lot of bait, so I didn't bother getting the throwing stick or spored out or anything. I knew there was a guy in here 2 nights ago, and he put a bit of bait out, and I've seen him. He was fishing this spot where I'm fishing now, so I knew there were bait down there. So just a single milky malt. Finally, after a lot of work, finally I've got into one of Girton's bigger fish. Well happy with that. Not one of the big ones, of course, but that was a proper scrap. The first like 10 minutes of that scrap, I thought, hey up, this could be one of them, but nah, turned out not to be. But what an awesome fish. Stunning. So it's baking hot. I'm gonna get the fish back. Yeah, it's been not the start I would have wanted on Girton. If I'm honest, I've made a few mistakes. I've been unlucky. I've not been able to get, I've got a sweat on now, that sun's hot. I've not been able to get where I want to be. Mixture of all sorts, really. I've just had a line on one of the other rods. Mixture of all sorts, really, and like, admittedly a bit of bad angling, wrong decision making and what have you. But this session I've had 10 stockies for 17, and now this one. I'll wait before I put it back just so I can keep his records of the fish, but it's a good start. We're off the mark with one of the proper ones. Right folks, I've moved swims. I found a group of fish in this little bay. I love fishing down here. I don't fish here enough, to be fair. You do get them in here, and I've just seen fish down that tree line down there. Also, I've got some zigs out in open water down there because I've seen a few better fish cruising along. I've seen some decent ones in this corner as well, so I'm going to stick it out here for the afternoon because there's fish here. I've had to disturb the water a little bit naturally getting the rods out, but yeah, so we'll hang about here and see what happens, and then once it starts to calm down tonight I'll go for a walk and see where they end up. I've had a bit of a disaster, unfortunately. I've just lost a good fish, a good one as well. Yeah, it just picked me up, left hand rod, and I fished there before, I've never had a problem. Must have just caught a rock, something. The line was grating as soon as I picked the rod up, and unfortunately it did me. And then, par for the course, a couple of minutes later, Mr. Stocky makes an appearance. So we've gone from hooking a big one to landing one of these. So again, look at the shoulders on that. Wow, that's going to do something. But yeah, so I'm not happy. That's the first proper fish I've lost this season. Yeah, it is. Happens. Anyway, we'll get this back, get the rods back out, and see if we can land one of the better fish. Right, we're on the move again. Yeah, I actually had 4 out of that swim and lost a decent one. So I haven't seen a fish there for a while, to be fair now, a good hour. And I think the majority of the fish pushed up, and hopefully it did a left on this point that I'm going to drive up to now. So I'm going to chase them down the lake. See if I can catch up with them. Okay folks, so yeah, I went stalking again, and yeah, I did catch another one, but would you believe, another stocky? Yeah, it's not really happening for me at the moment on here. Anyway, look, we've got the rods out for the night. I'm just about to start losing light, so I've wanged the camera up so you can see what's going on. So if we pan all the way around the lake, right, that's the bay down there. That's where we was catching them stockies from earlier, in that bay down there. Okay, now I moved out of there, and I said I had a few spots that I wanted to have a look at. Now those spots were down in that corner there. Now I caught another fish, but again another stocky. So, but as I was leaving down this right hand margin, I climbed a tree that I often have a look from, and I seen a group of fish under there, and one of them was one of the big ones. So yeah, my head's telling me to move down the other side of the lake and get on this new wind, but yeah, I've seen a big one, so I'm stopping up here. So I've baited the margin spot here, just underneath that tree line, in about 6 foot of water, and then I've got one a bit further out into the lake in 17 on a little gravel patch, and I've done pretty much the same on my left hand rods. I've got one out onto a bit of gravel, probably in line with that pylon, and a little bit to the right of that pylon, and again not quite as marginal, a little bit further out, just into about 12 foot of water, a nice hard dunk with the lead. So hopefully those fish that were underneath that tree down there, and there was a good head of fish there, there was a few 20s, possibly a 30-pound common, but there was certainly one of the big ones down there, so I have to stay up here. So there we are, and there's base camp. I'm going to get the frying pan out and get some tea on. It's been a bit of a tiring day. I worked my sack off today, and not a lot to show for it, but anyway, that's carp fishing sometimes. So I'm going to get my head down. I'll be up at first light and see what's happening. Alright, so we moved swims again this morning. Yeah, I didn't see Didn't see anything through the night, didn't get a line or nothing, just wasn't happening. I woke up at 6 o'clock and I just thought, they're not here, they've done one, they've moved. So I'm driving down the track and I seen an head come out as I was still in my van. Didn't even have to get out of my van to know that they've come down here on this new wind. Should have really, actually wrong decision last night, should have just, you know, I seen them big fish up there and I thought, you know, shall I, you know, 50-50 decision, probably took the wrong one, should have come down here last night. But anyway, look, come down this morning, seen some fish, milky malt single, about 120 yards, hasn't been out there half an hour and we've had one. Again, not a massive fish, but the bait's working, the rig's working, I'm having plenty of bites on here now. And I was talking to one of the members yesterday and he said the same thing. It's just a question of just keep following them, keep finding them, keep catching them, and eventually one of the big ones will come along. But for the time being, I'm going to have to settle for these smaller ones, but they ain't too bad, are they? This is probably about £19, I'm guessing, something like that. Probably not quite a 20, this one. So yeah, he's going to have a kick-off. No, he's not. Don't want to drop him. So yeah, I'm on the spot. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I know it looks sunny day, but it's still 7 o'clock in the morning here now, so I'll just put him down. He's just starting to tense up. So yeah, I've still got fish showing. I've put the rod back out that this one went off on. Landed nice on the spot. There's a bar out there about where it kind of runs away from us, so you can hit it at different ranges. I've got one at 110 and this one was at 120. There's a wind coming in and I don't want to drop my line down because it's pretty nasty out there. So I'm still on 0.38 line. So yeah. So we're on fish. Hopefully it's going to go off again and we'll get another one.